Hello everyone, I am getting the final touches ready for tonight's live, and of course my sign is just a wee bit crooked. Oh, and I just panicked. I was like, I know I turned on my laminator and I couldn't hear it, which is not normal, but it is on. If you guys are stopping by, drop a quick comment just to say hello so I know that you're here. I'm going to get started very shortly. Just getting all of my items organized. Ooh, I got to get my foam tape out. Oh, you guys, I'm having so much fun with the new toner card fronts. Of course, I'll be showing you guys what I've made so far and what I'll be recreating tonight. Also, like, who doesn't love a really pretty project that takes like zero stamping and coloring and like it's still super effective? I love it. So, hello, Karen. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic evening. And hello, Julia. We're having such a wonderful turnout. Oh my gosh, already a good chunk of you guys. Makes me so happy. And I'm already looking at my card that I'm going to have to put a little bit more of my Ultrabond adhesive on because one of my corners is coming up from the card base, but that is okay. You guys can already see part of it. I guess I can bring it a little closer just to talk about it. This is one of the cards that I made with the new toner card fronts. This is from the Wild Things set, and it's like, I'm going to call it cheetah leopard spots, somewhere in that realm. Super, super pretty. And hello, Dawn. Hello, Tim. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic night. But, I tell you guys, this stuff, this new release with these jungle, tropical themed toner card fronts, I am so happy with them. And how they catch the light. You can use them traditionally. This is a little non-traditional. Thanks so much, Tim. I am having a great evening. Whenever I get to hop on and do a ThermOWeb live with y'all, it makes me super happy. And I just, I love it because I get a chance to foil and flock. And honestly, usually when I do a Facebook Live, that typically means I'm going to have like one or two extra backgrounds to put into my stash, which is so great because you can pop a nice like word die cut onto it and it just, have another card. Hello, Julianne. All right, you guys, I think we're going to hop into it. So hello, welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. Of course, it is June 1st. I'm floored that we're already into the 6th month of the year. It always moves by so quickly. I act so surprised, and it's like this every year. But of course, if you guys have been following along with what ThermOWeb has been announcing this week, we have 2 brand new toner card front packs that have gotten added to the shop. The first that I want to talk about, I'm going to show you guys some prints. And the first one is the Get Tropical toner card fronts. And of course, they come in a great 8-2 sizing. The first one for Get Tropical has this Monstera leaves pattern, and then it also has a palm tree pattern, which works better that way, of course. Works super great. And then, Julianne, hello from Minnesota. Hello from Illinois over here. And then Karen and Joanne and Annie. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to have a lot of fun, I promise. So this is for the Get Tropical toner card fronts, of course, cut down to an A2 size, as they all are. And then the second pattern that we have is the Wild Thing, and it's got these stripes. You could think of them as tiger stripes. They could be zebra stripes, or there is also this spotted sort of leopard cheetah print as well. So these are really fun, but you can interpret them any which way you want. Don't feel like you got to do them traditional. Both of the projects that I created using these sets have been anything but traditional, and we're going to be doing purple Monstera leaves tonight. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, let me go ahead. I'm just going to kind of clean up just a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to be recreating tonight. So I had a little bit of fun with the Gina K Deco Foil Transfer Adhesives, specifically the Follow Your Dream set. And this is the card that I'm going to be recreating tonight. So we're going to be doing a really fun sort of, I'm calling it a tropical sunset inspired background. And then we're also, oh, I should probably put another light on. Hold on one sec. That'll be helpful. All right. And we're going to use the dragonfly image. We're going to do some ink blending, some purple foiling, and let's just get into it. I'll give you guys some tips and tricks along the way on how to use the toner card fronts, how to use the Deco Foil Transfer Adhesives, all good things. So what we're going to start with is whenever I do my toner card fronts and I like to ink blend, I ink blend before I run it through my laminator with foil. So, oh, thank you guys so sweet. So much. You are so sweet. I'm really excited to be recreating this with you guys tonight. And also, I'm going to be able to show you that this is not as hard as it might look. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go in order of colors. So in rainbow order of sorts. So we're going to start with some carved pumpkin. And I'm just going to go ahead, and this is a Distress Oxide ink. And I'm just going to go in and we're going to add a little bit over here. And pick up a little bit more. And we're just going to kind of be a little splotchy. And then all of the products that I'm going to be using in tonight's live will, of course, they're already published in a post on the ThermOWeb website, on the blog rather. So you guys can have links to all the products I'm going to be using. Both ThermOWeb, non-ThermOWeb, in case you want to exactly recreate this card, or if you're just kind of looking for a little bit of inspiration, use it as a rough outline for what I used. All right, so I've got my carved pumpkin, and next I'm going to use some Festive berries. And what I love about the Festive berries color is it's like a very pink red color. So it's going to work really well next to this carved pumpkin. So I'm just going to kind of go in. I'm just going to kind of blend it up against that carved pumpkin. And it's going to blend really nicely with that orange, with the carved pumpkin. But I am going to go in with that carved pumpkin blender just to kind of smooth out my edges. So we're going to go in, get those real nice blends going. I like to call them seamless ombres. All right. And then Karen had to check out the new toner sheets. So easy and fun to make cards with them. They really are. And like, I know that they're meant for foiling. I mean, using the term meant is a little bit of a stretch because you can do whatever you want with them. But they're also just really pretty prints if you want to just use them unfoiled for a background. Or if you didn't want to foil them and do some glitz over them. Whatever your heart desires. All right, next what we're going to do is we're going to do some just Kitsch Flamingo as like my pink. Normally with tropical colors, I like to go with picked raspberry, but I was wanting to kind of do like various shade, like light and dark shades. So I thought Kitsch Flamingo would be a good choice. All right. I'm just going to kind of go in. And I know I'm going to have to go back to it because this Wilted Violet I'm using next is a little on the dark side. Oh yes, Sharon, you can absolutely ink your foiled paper or your papers or your toner sheets before you foil them. You can absolutely do them. You can use Oxide inks. You can use dye inks. So we're going to go in like this. Just kind of filling in those whites. And then I'm going to go in with that Kitsch Flamingo just to kind of smooth out those purple edges. I'm going to get a real nice blend going. Just like that. And you know what? We're going to go in with a little purple over here. Just like that. All right. Let me go ahead and do a quick little cleanup. And as you can see, really quick and easy to do this tropical sunset ombre. I love these colors together. I think they all pair together super well. My goal when I was creating my pair of projects using the new toner card fronts is I kind of wanted to encompass all the colors of the rainbow across two cards. So I did like a warm color card, a cool color card, But I like to pull in, like, this is mostly warm colors, but those purples are cool colors, and it just gives it a nice sort of pop. All right, next what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, before I foil this and run it with my the foil that I'm gonna be using, I do wanna wipe off this card just a little bit with a damp cloth, just because that oxide does kind of build up just a little bit, and I wanna make sure that this card's gonna run through as clean as possible. And then also for you guys here, be sure to stick around towards the end. We are going to be doing a special giveaway, of course, appropriately themed with the toner card fronts that were released this week. So stay tuned for a little bit more details. We will get to that towards the end of our live. You're not going to want to miss it, I promise. All right. Perfect. All right, so what I want to do next is let's get into some foiling. I'm going to be using some purple Deco foil, and this is it's just purple. And I'm going to be using a piece of this to foil onto my toner card front. You know what, Sharon? 5:45. I don't know what time zone you're in. I'm in Central Time right now, and I apologize if you said where you live already. I just clearly haven't done the math yet. I might be done close to then, so you might be fine. Tonight's card, even with as pretty as it is, doesn't take a lot of time to put together. So I might be done closer to that. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put this over just because I want to size it appropriately. And I have a rotary trimmer. And I'm just going to kind of cut my paper to size. Of course, with a little bit of overhang. And I learned this trick to have a rotary trimmer. Simon Hurley, I saw him do it in one of his videos, and it works perfectly for cutting. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wipe this off one more time. Just with this microfiber towel, just to kind of clean any residues. Dawn, it's really a great, easy way to cut the foil. It's like, you don't have to worry about like any sort of bunching of the foil when you're cutting it. It's a nice, smooth run. Just make sure you're doing it on a mat that's friendly to be cut on top of. Why do you leave a little bit of overlap? The easiest way for me to answer that, Sharon, is because I'm human. So what I mean by that is sometimes things shift when you run them through a laminator or a die cutting machine, and you have it lined up perfectly. However, it runs through and one of the corners just kind of gets a little mismatched. So by me having this a little bit larger than what I need, I am minimizing the probability of having that human error factor, so my card turns out nicely. And I'm not missing, or I'm not going to be like wasting that much. It's going to be maybe less than an inch, like widthwise total, maybe about a half an inch on the top and bottom. It's worth it, trust me, because otherwise you're going to get frustrated. So next what I have is I've got one of our carrier sheets, and what's really nice is these have a great non-stick surface. They're kind of, they feel, I don't want to use the word waxy, but they have kind of like that waxy finish, but it's not going to come off. It's just a nice finish to it. And then I do use a piece of cardstock as well as my backing just to get like a little extra pressure. So let's go ahead and build our sandwich. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put that like that. All right. I agree, Julianne. I do think that cutting with scissors, it can be a little difficult, and sometimes I just get frustrated by it. And especially when you're using the toner card fronts, you want this to run as smooth as possible, minimizing any sort of wrinkles. So, all right, so what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna grab my laminator. It's a little whiny, it normally is. It works fine though. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna carefully put this through. See, Tim knows what I'm talking about with the shift. Sharon, from what I've learned, that extra piece of cardstock kind of works almost like a shim with die cutting, and it just gets that really nice transition. And Julianne, you waste more with scissors. This rotary trimmer, I exclusively use it for cutting my foil. I want to say I got it from Amazon, somewhere between $10 to $15 at most. It's got a nice safety feature, so I'm never cutting myself with the blade. It's been a really welcome addition to my craft stash, and it's fantastic for your deco foils. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna do our peel reveal. I can already see how it transferred over. I think we're in for a little bit of a treat. All right, let's go ahead. All right, you guys, I think we got it. And if, you know what, I'm even going to show you, even if there's any imperfections, this is a pretty good transition. There's like a little bit right here that I think I missed, but that's totally normal. Plus I can cover it up super easily, so I'm not concerned. So, all right, so we've got that really pretty purple Monstera Leaves pattern, just like in my original card. And I think we're good to go with this. I love it. It just, y'all, I just love this pattern so much. This might be my favorite out of them all, but I have to just play with them all to make that determination, you know? All right, so let's get caught up on a couple comments. Dawn loves the reveal. I agree. The peel reveal is like the best part of these lives. And then Tim, thank you so much for the wow. Patricia, just caught that you were on live. I don't know what we're making, but you're all in. We are making a card using some of our Deco Foil transfer adhesives. We're using the Follow Your Dream set by Gina K, and then some of the new toner card fronts. This is the Monstera leaf print from the Get Tropical toner card front pack that released yesterday. That was a lot of words, so I apologize. And then Sharon, ooh and ah. I love the ooh and ahs. Dawn says beautiful. Thank you, Dawn. And of course, Julia, I agree. It never gets old. It is the best part. Sharon, this would be fun to use as an invitation for a pool party. I love that idea. And a margarita party. Tim, I love that too. Who couldn't use a little bit of tequila? So, all right, so we've got that situated. So let's focus on getting the transfer adhesives taken care of, just because I want to kind of turn my laminator off when I'm done using it. And then using the transfer adhesives is sort of the last thing that I need to do. So I've got this little plastic folder that I use to keep all of my little transfer adhesives together. And I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead. I'm going to take that one out and set it off to the side, because I do have to do a wee bit of ink blending first. So I'm going to go ahead really quickly. I've got some Villainous Potion Distress Oxide ink. And we're just going to kind of go in, just to give a nice ombre. This is like a punch-colored cardstock or a plum color, whatever you want to call it. It's that nice, deep, like red sangria sort of color. And this Villainous Potion is going to give it a nice darkened ombre. All right. So we're just going to do like that. And you guys will see what I'm going to do in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the dragonfly. Don't have to cut it out super pretty. All right, so we're gonna use that, and I'm just gonna kind of offset it. And I wanted to ask y'all, so I used the sentiment, "You give me wings," for my original card. Do you want me to use that same sentiment of "You give me wings," or do you want me to use any of the other ones? Options are, there's Follow Your Dream, Wishing You Peace, Hello Friend, and of course my original option of "You give me wings." Oh, it's a little off, I apologize. So if you guys want me to use something different than the "You give me wings" sentiment, let me know. Always happy to change it up. You could use wings, dream, peace, and hello as your voting words. Tim says "Wishing You Peace." That's a good one. It's always good to have something like that in your craft stash as well, and it always packs an extra little punch when it's something that's so beautifully foiled. So I agree with that. Julianne says "Hello Friends." Oh, and then we got Dawn with "Follow Your Dreams." Okay, well, okay, we got two for "Wishing You Peace." So "Wishing You Peace" is in the lead. Oh, now it's tied to "Hello Friend." Okay, so We've got Follow Your Dreams, Wishing You Peace. Okay, we got a third Wishing You Peace. That is in the lead. All right, we got Follow Your Dreams. I think Wishing You Peace is still in the lead. So, all right, one more person. I want one more person to cast a vote. We're going to either do Hello Friend or Wishing You Peace. Hello Friend. Okay, Lorraine got it. So, Lorraine, you're the last one that I saw. So, we're going to do the Hello Friend sentiment. It's super pretty. Sounds like a horse race. A little bit, you know, like a betting or an auction, you know. All right, so we're going to do the Hello Friend. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get this all nice and situated. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to use these transfer adhesives. So I cut out these shapes, but you still kind of got to treat them like a sticker. So we're going to go ahead. Of course, I just had it. Now there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of offset this. We're going to do it kind of like perfect like that. All right, so you peel the backing off and then you put it in place. We're going to do the same with the Hello Friend. All right, and we're going to also do a little bit of an ombre with this as well. So we're going to do it just like that. All right. So first, you're going to want to run it through your laminator or your die cutting machine, whatever suits you best, just to get this all nice and transferred to the paper like a sticker. So I'm going to put it back into my little sandwich. Ooh, I'm going to have to check the suggestion in a second. I'm grabbing my laminator back over. And we're going to just go ahead and feed this through. All right, use this to get caught up on comments. All right. But wouldn't this be great at graduation time with a bunch of graduation caps in a format like Tropical Leaves? It's not a bad idea, Patricia. I do love that idea. Imagine you could use a foil color to match the school colors. I love that, but you know what would also be really pretty? We just have a solid black foil that you could use with graduation caps, and it would be so just like standard but beautiful at the same time, and then you could pop a colored die cut on it that says congratulations. That would be really cool. I would love that. I think that would be fantastic. One of my favorite combinations of colors is black, white, and gold, so I'm just thinking about how pretty it would be to have like a foiled black graduation cap and then have a gold sentiment on top of it. Just my own 2 cents. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. We should have this all nice and transferred. I'm going to peel this off. Yep, all right, 1 is good. 2 is also good. All right, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead, set this to the side for a hot minute, do a quick little cleanup just because I'm a little dirty at the moment. And I'm also done ink blending, so I don't need any of those. All right, and then what I'm going to do is a little bit more foiling, and I'm going to be using, this is the pink quartz color, and I keep calling it rose gold in my head. I'm like, it's not rose gold, it's something else. It is pink quartz, so it's a little bit more pink than you would think rose gold is. So let's go ahead. All right, let's see, I don't need that much of it. But I don't want to make too much of a mess. So I'm trying to pick things. Oh, phooey. That sheet's already cut. Y'all, there's always room for a little bit of a screw up, you know? We're all good, though. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this trimmed. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I think this should be about enough. And I'm just going to really quickly, I don't have to do any sort of anti-static microfiber cloth. I'm just going to take this like that, push it down. And this is that pink quartz color. Go ahead and put this in here. Just like that. Perfect. All right, we're gonna take my laminator back out. We're gonna run this through. Black and gold. Yes, I agree. Thank you so much, Sharon. It's a good color. It really is. And it's like soft enough that you totally can use it for florals and it's feminine and whatnot. But it's also not at the same time because it's so soft and muted. It's almost like a metallic pastel if there's such a thing. But I love it. And thank you so much, Patricia. And Sharon, I hope you do. It's like I kind of like to, when I'm crafting, set aside some like designated foiling time. And what I love about the toner card fronts is you can kind of mass produce them. It takes a little bit longer because you've got to make sure everything's in its place. But you can really easily whip out a couple card backgrounds in a short period of time. And they're going to pack a punch because they're so pretty with the foil. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this pink quartz foil. And I've got like a perfect transition. Looks fantastic. All right. So what I'm going to do next is fussy cut them out so I can put this away. I can turn my laminator off, which is always a good thing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fussy cut out my dragonfly. Let me see, I wanna make sure it's not super off camera for y'all. All right. And I like to do the fussy cutting because it just kind of makes that image really pop. All right, let's see if I cut comments. Laminators teach us patience. That they do. I always want to make sure to have my laminator nice and warm for, I usually let it warm up for a good 20 to 30 minutes before I start using it. And like I was saying before, the dragonfly and the sentiment comes from the Follow Your Dreams Deco Foil Transfer Adhesives by Gina K Designs for ThermOWeb. Gina has some really pretty designs that we're using for her transfer adhesive lines. And they work really well, specifically the Follow Your Dream set, but I'm sure you guys could find a use for the other two as well. But I just think they work so well with this Get Tropical Toner Card Front Pack. All right, just kind of turning it. All right, we have our dragonfly all fussy cut out. You can see all the details. That pink quartz pops so pretty on top of that purple cardstock. Now we're gonna do it for the sentiment as well. Where did you get your scissors? They are from Fun Stamper's Journey, or that's Spellbinders. So you should be able to find them through Spellbinders. They're little detail scissors. I love these because I just get a really nice clean cut with them. They're even a little small for my fingers. I've got large man fingers that are just a little on the pudgy side. So they still work well with me. I like spring assisted scissors. I have a pair of spring assisted scissors, Tim. I don't love the ones that I bought because I don't like the cut I get with them. So I might have to go in and see if there's another one that I would like, but it's really important for me. I like to have scissors that are non-stick because I work so much with like foam tape that I want to make sure they're going to be easy to cut. Try Fiskars. Okay, I thought what I have is Fiskars, but I don't even know where I put it. I will look into it though. I will, I promise. I mean, it might take me a little bit, but I will get there. All right. we're just gonna fussy cut this out, trying to make sort of clean, smooth lines. And I know sometimes people think fussy cutting sentiments is a little finicky, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. All right, so sentiment and image are set to the side. I have a little bit more ink blending to do. I have two little Magic Iris tropical leaf, I call them wreaths. These are die cut from Fawn. Let me see. It is the Magic Iris Tropical Leaves add-on for the Magic Iris, and I die cut it twice from the pink Carnation Deco foil flock. And we're gonna do a little bit of ink blending, and then we're gonna layer them on top of each other so they're offset slightly. So I'm just gonna do some Festive Berries ink blending. All right, let me see. Perfect. All right, so Festive Berries, Distress Oxide inks. You don't mind fussing because you're good at it. I just like to take my time. And also one thing with me with fussy cutting, I like to be able to multitask during lives because usually I can talk and fussy cut at the same time. So I didn't do it today, but normally I'm like, oh, just let me know if you guys have any questions. Now's a good time. I can answer them for you. And I usually like to do more like fun questions, not necessarily pertaining to what I'm creating. Do you have a reply because I was late halfway? Replay, we do. Oh yes, absolutely. I'm so sorry. I'm like, reply. I was like, I'll of course reply to you, Jilly. There will be the replay will be available after I'm done, I promise. We will also be uploading this live to the ThermOWeb YouTube channel, so you can catch it there as well. Whichever platform works best for you, but yes, absolutely, you'll be able to catch the replay without issue. All right, so then we're also gonna go in and we're gonna just kind of distress the center. All right. Perfect. Now see how it's like totally transformed? It was just that pink Carnation, but now we've got that nice sort of vibrant red pink ombre on top of it. I love it. Just think it's so fun. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll do a little more. I'll tell you, okay, so one of my tips and tricks for all of you who are looking to get into a little bit of flocking. So of course, as you can see, you don't have to necessarily apply it with a transfer gel. It's of course gonna work and it's gonna be wonderful when you do it, but I like to die cut my flock sheets. And then I also like to ink blend them. So my tip is, if you are looking to get into your flock collection, start with some of the lighter colors. Like right now I'm using this pink Carnation. There's one that's like blue skies. Also the Screamin' Green, the neon flock, that's also going to be very helpful as well. And the reason I'm saying is to look at some of the lighter colors is because you're going to be able to ink blend on top of them and give that nice sort of darker color ombre. That's going to be a little bit harder to do the darker the flock is. So I can take this pink Carnation, I'm turning it a little towards red. I could use a very pink ink. I could even use a purple ink. So if you're looking to add to your flock stash, definitely look at some of those lighter colors. And if realistically, like a great starting, I don't even know if I want to call it a color, but start with that white latte. Yep, Julia just said it. If you start with that white latte flock, you can color it to any color you'd want your flock to be. What ink is better for that project, pigment or dye? So for what I'm doing right now, Jilly, I'm using Distress Oxide, which is a hybrid ink. It's got both pigment and dye ink qualities, and it works really well on top of flock. I would say for my preference, I would say stick with a hybrid ink like the Oxides or to go in the dye direction, because dyes are gonna seep into your paper and sort of dry a lot more quickly. And I just don't like to deal with things that stay wet for very long. Just me personally. All right, so I'm just cleaning this up, and now we can get into some final construction of the card. We don't really have that much left to do. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take my well-loved, heavily used bottle of Ultrabond adhesive, and I am going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue around this ring. Oh, of course, it's a little clogged. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you are adhering things on top of flock, it's never going to be like a fully permanent adhesive, because flock in nature is meant to be like pulled off of its transfer sheet. And of course, why is it being a little finicky? Do you know why? Because it's well loved and I probably have a little bit of gunk in it. Operator error. But what I'm saying is, just whenever you're making something with flock, don't pull it after it dries. It's going to come off. You're not going to be happy with it. All right, so just like that. And then what I want to do is kind of offset this just a wee bit. Line it all up to give a nice sort of tropical wreath look. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I've been working with, this is so weird, but it's just worked for me. I have these 2 acrylic blocks that are the same size, and I have been working with like putting one on top of the other, and I'll just like set this off to the side because it gives a really nice like transfer of the glue. Oxides scare me. Oxide, don't let oxide scare you. Julian, oxides are one of the most forgiving inks that there are out there. You can always blend them in, blend them out, get a little bit of like that practice with it. They are so user-friendly. They are the first inks I worked with, and I have no regrets. I get excited when all of the new colors come out. Oh, I love them. Yep, Sharon knows. Oxides are easier. I am 100% on board with that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. We're going to do a little bit more than the last one, just because more of it's going to be touching. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and push this down. It's so worth it, Jilly, I promise. I've never met somebody who was unhappy with their Oxide ink collection. All right, so we're going to go ahead, make sure that's shifted into place. Put that down to get a nice, solid adhering. Let's make sure. Yes, Tim's got a really good point. The oxides, Jilly, are water reactive, so you can spritz them with water, and what you're going to get are like bleach spots, and they just add so much texture and like personality to your projects. I love them for that. All right, we're getting there, y'all. So next what I need to do is I wanted to do some foam tape behind my dragonfly, and I have a very small roll. This is what's remaining of my current roll of the 1/16 inch iCraft 3D foam tape in white. So I'm going to be using this because it gives me that nice little pop for my images. I like how oxides are chalky looking. I agree, Sharon. I think they work really well. I think for some projects, if you know that you're like wanting something that packs a little bit more of a vibrancy, I can understand why it might not be like your number one choice, but I use them so much. Like even tonight with my project, like it's pretty vibrant, and I'm using exclusively Oxide inks. And they do work really well with the toner card fronts, like I had showed you guys earlier. And we're gonna... We do... No, we don't, but yes, you can buy them from Ranger. Honestly, you guys, there are so many resellers out there that carry it. So don't feel restricted to one certain place. But if you guys wanted to check out the blog post that I have for today's live, I've got the links of where you guys can find the colors that I'm using. And I think they're linked to the Ranger website. That's normally where I first refer people, but I know that there are several sites. All right, let's go ahead. I loved this foam tape, the iCraft 3D line. I need to get some of the black foam tape eventually because I want to use some of that. It just works really well. Yep. Let's make sure. I want to flip this over. I think it's almost perfect, but not quite there. Yep, thank you so much, Julia. Julia is sharing a link to my blog post with all of the products being used in tonight's live. Of course, all of our fantastic ThermOWeb products are being featured at the beginning, but there are the other products being used, including the Oxide inks as well for y'all's reference. So be certain to use that blog post as a reference if you're looking to snag any of the items. I greatly appreciate you guys for checking out the blog. It always helps a lot. I will say, though, if you guys are looking to add a new fun ink line to your collection, the ThermOWeb website does offer the full line of the Rena K Electropop inks, and it's only an 8-color line, so it's not a super daunting line to add, but it has really fun, vibrant neon colors, and we even have some of the colors and coordinating flocks, glitz gels, and enamel transfer sheets as well. So that is a great line of inks that the ThermOWeb website does carry. Check it out. It's the Rena K Designs Electropop ink line. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see. Just like that. All right, and then we're gonna do a little bit behind the sentiment just to make it pop. Same foam tape, the 1/16 inch in white. I just love all these foils being used. They're so pretty. They work so well with the brand new toner card fronts. And these Deco foil transfer adhesives also work super well. So we're gonna go ahead and put this Hello Friend just in the bottom corner like that. All right, we're almost there, y'all. I want to add a couple embellishments, and then we're going to get to the giveaway. We're almost there. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. All right, I know it's a little off-centered. Where are my, here they are. I'm going to be using some Iridescent Bubbles by Studio Katya. All right. Go ahead. We're just going to add a couple clusters of 3. And then, yes, while I'm putting these embellishments on, let me tell you guys what we're giving away tonight. So we wanted to make sure to do a nice reward this week just because we've got the new toner card fronts coming out, and we love when you guys are with us with our lives to check out these new products. So what we're going to be doing is in a minute or two, we're going to be giving away to one person. They're going to be receiving both of the new packs of the toner card fronts. So that is the Get Wild and no, it's Get Tropical and Wild thing. You know, and I promised myself I wouldn't confuse those. So you're going to win both of the toner card fronts, and we're also going to let you guys select 2 foils from the shop of choice, any of the regular sized foil packs, so none of the value packs, the regular sized ones, you guys, the winner will be able to select as well. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Just while I finish this up, I want to do like maybe 4 more. And I apologize for stumbling on my words. I was trying to multitask with gluing these down and remembering all the goodness that we're including in the giveaway as well. ThermOWeb is always super generous with the prize packages. They're like on it. I love being able to be the one to tell y'all, okay, we're going to give something away. So get ready. So are those pearlescent or clear like water drops? They're iridescent would be the color or the word choice that I would use. So they are clear, but they have an iridescent shine to them. All right, and I think I'm going to go ahead, and while I'm finishing this up, I'm going to go ahead and say, because Julia is going to pick the winner for me. So Julia, if you want to go ahead and pick a winner from the attendants or attendees for tonight's live, I would be forever grateful. And then I'm going to show you guys our final project. So we have this all finished using the brand new Get Tropical toner card fronts with the background. We use that with some purple deco foil. And then there's a lot of bling. Totally a lot of bling. And then we use the Follow Your Dreams Transfer Adhesive by Gina K Designs for ThermOWeb for the Dragonfly and our sentiment as well, which we went ahead and used. Oh wait, Julia says make sure to leave a comment as I have all the names entered who have done so. Julia's on it, so if you guys have been watching and haven't commented, be sure to leave a comment before she picks a winner. Tracy loves the tropical cheetah prints. I have the dots and stripes. I just don't know what to do with them. You know what? There's so many ideas, Tracy. I say just pick your favorite foil and make a background out of it. Pop a nice word die cut on top. You'll be good to go. And thank you guys so much. So yeah, so just a little bit to go over what we used. We used the Get Tropical toner card fronts. That's the background with the purple deco foil. Then for the Dragonfly and the sentiment, we used the Follow Your Dreams deco foil transfer adhesive by Gina K Designs for ThermOWeb. And I used the pink Quartz deco foil on top of it. And then I also used some of the pink Carnation flock that I distressed with some more distressed Oxide inks to give it a nice sort of background. And yeah, and just, oh, all that light, I just love it. Super pretty. I know I'm sitting here doing it and maybe I'm seeing the lights just differently than you guys can. Sorry. Nancy, I have all the supplies, but I haven't used them much. Now I know how. Thanks. Oh, thank you so much, Tracy. My bad. And then, all right. All right. So I'm waiting along with you guys so we can announce a winner. I know Julia's finishing that up. And so just stay tuned for a couple seconds longer. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see all the colors. There we go. Super blingy. And then remember, we have 2 new toner card front packs on the ThermOWeb website. We have the Get Tropical set, which is where this one comes from. And it also comes with this palm tree pattern as well. And then there's the Wild Thing pack, which comes with the tiger stripes, zebra stripes, whatever you want to call them, along with the spots as well. So if you want the animal prints, that's the Get Wild. If you want the leaves and the trees, that's the Get Tropical. I said Get Wild. It's Wild Thing. I'm so sorry. And we've got a winner. Our winner is, we've got Joanne G. And, oh my goodness. So Joanne G. So if what we need you to do is you are the winner of our ThermOWeb prize pack for tonight's live. So you have won both of the new toner card front packs along with 2 foils of your choice from the ThermOWeb website. So all I need you to do is go ahead, look over on the website, and if you can send me a Facebook message, me being Justin Adkins, I am the person facilitating tonight's live. You can just click on my profile, send me a message, and let me know the 2 foils that you would like, along with your address, and we will get everything sent over to you. So, oh my goodness, so that's awesome, Joanne. Looking forward to see what colors that you pick of the foil, and we'll be super excited to get this all out to you. So, wow. Thank you guys so much for being so supportive. It's always fun and exciting when someone wins a prize. And I know that we're always going to have some fun chances to win some prizes during our lives. So Joanne, if you could go ahead and just message me when you get a chance with what you want, we'll go ahead and get it out to you. And then I'm going to work on closing out tonight's live. So thank you guys so much for being here. I went over already all of the fun products that we used. If you haven't yet, head on over to the ThermOWeb website, check out the brand new toner card fronts. I'm going to say get the one with the Monstera leaves if you're on the fence about one or the other. But in all honesty, I think they're $3.99 a pack. They're really easy to have both of them sneak into your cart and snag them. If you guys need direct links, don't forget I've got a post on the ThermOWeb website that has everything listed for what I used for tonight's live. Links for all the products, so you guys can check those out. And yeah, make sure, one last thing, make sure you guys, if you are making anything with the ThermOWeb products, share them in the craft group. We love to see what you guys make, and it's just going to make everyone a little bit more inspired. You never know when your creation is going to spark that inspiration for a crafty friend, and it just keep the good energy going. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to be back in a couple weeks. It is, I think it's the Wednesday after Father's Day. So that is like, I don't remember the exact date, but I think we're looking at about maybe 3 weeks from today. Maybe the 22nd might be what's coming to mind. I'm going to be back. We've got a really fun week planned. I'm not just saying that because it's another week at ThermOWeb, but we have a really special thing going on that week that I'll be excited to share with you guys. So be sure to stay tuned for that Facebook Live later this month. And yep, June 22nd. Woohoo! So I hope to see you guys there. We'll make sure to send out some reminders again. And hey, you never know, the ThermOWeb Prize Fairy may be back giving out another prize pack for you guys. So, and then don't forget, if you caught this halfway through, this will be available to watch as a replay in the Facebook group, but we're also going to upload it for you guys shortly to the ThermOWeb YouTube channel as well. How do you get a reminder? Okay, so just a little bit to let you guys know, I'm going to start posting a couple times in the group, about 24 hours or so leading up to my lives. So I'm going to be posting the day before. I'm also going to be posting the day of earlier in the day, and then I'm going to do another reminder in the ThermOWeb Craft Room Facebook group 1 hour before. Make sure that you have all the notifications turned on for the group so you can see when somebody is posting in it. Also, if you guys haven't yet, sign up for the ThermOWeb e-newsletter. We have been sending out reminders when we're going to be going live as well, so you can get those direct to your email with links of where to go. And yep, absolutely, Facebook, Instagram, we're also reminding you guys there as well. We're covering all the bases so you guys get all fun things ThermOWeb, and you get to see all the inspiration of creating these items live. And then, yeah, so that's where you can find us and be reminded. Do you have an email reminder too? Yep. And I know also, if you guys haven't placed an order yet with ThermOWeb, if you go over to the ThermOWeb website and you sign up for their e-newsletter, you're also going to get a coupon for a discount off of your first purchase as well. I believe it's a 10% discount. But yeah, go ahead if you haven't yet to sign up for their email, haven't placed an order yet, take advantage of the discount. We can all use to save an extra couple bucks here and there. And it helps too with the free shipping amount being at $50 for those of us living in the US. So that's an easy amount to hit. So, all right, y'all, thank you so much for being here. I know I just rambled off a bunch of like official information for how you can follow us and where you can get notifications. If you have any questions, drop a comment in the group and tag me. So, drop me a message on Facebook. I'm always happy to help. So thank you all so much for being here. And I look forward to catching you guys later this month for my next live. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night.